Hey, what's going on, everybody? Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky here in the Weather Center. We have basketball programming on NBC all afternoon and evening, but of course I'm here at the Weather Center monitoring very cold conditions, and yes, more snow on the way tomorrow night. But tonight will be another cold night. Won't be as cold as last night or this morning, but yeah, still going to be very, very cold. So I want to thank everybody for joining this live stream. We are simultaneously streaming on Facebook, the TMJ4 Facebook page, my Facebook page, Brian Niznansky. I highly encourage go and follow me there on Facebook. Just search Brian Niznansky if you're watching this on the TMJ4 page. Also streaming this on my YouTube page as well. I have starting to dabble with YouTube. You can search Brian Niz on YouTube, Brian Niz or Niz Weather Wizdom, W-I-Z, Niz Weather Wizdom, and give that page a follow. I would really appreciate it, and it'll be good for you too, as we kind of disperse this weather information to a number of different platforms. Hopefully I can expand my reach on YouTube as well. So we got a lot to talk about. Okay, so obviously it was a cold morning, and it still is very, very cold across the Midwest. So as we take a look at the temperatures across the Midwest, this feels like temperature wind chill. Wind chill still at minus 26 in Rhinelander, minus 16 in Milwaukee. Let's take a look at what we started the day at, though. So this is an improvement. Minimum wind chills, Plymouth at minus 29, Kewaskum at minus 30, Grafton at minus 24, New Berlin at minus 23. I also saw Milwaukee got down to minus 25. Fond du Lac got down to minus 29, Sheboygan minus 28. Almost everybody in that minus 20 to minus 30 range this morning. Let's take a look at the actual temperatures across the Midwest. Notice how it's really not that cold across the plains. I mean, there's a pretty sharp cutoff to where this cold is, where you see North Platte, Nebraska's at 40 degrees. That would feel fantastic. By the way, if you are watching this on Facebook or YouTube, my page, TMJ4 Facebook page, fire away a question, a comment. I will love to reply to your question or comment live. And if you're watching this later on and you have a question, fire away in the comment section, and I'll be able to reply that way as well. So first, let's talk about when this round of cold phases out of here. And then we'll get to the snow on the way tomorrow night. And yes, even colder air on the way by the end of the week. So future feels like tonight. See how it hangs in like that minus 10 to minus 20 range most of the night, and then improves by tomorrow morning. Still, that's 9 o'clock, still minus 18 in Milwaukee. So still going to be a very, very cold morning. Lisa wants to know, is there an end in sight? There's a brief end in sight, Lisa, and you can see still cold, but by tomorrow evening, we're in the positive territory when it comes to wind chills into Wednesday morning as well. And then here comes some more cold. We'll talk much more about that coming up, the second round of cold. So tonight will still be very cold. Tomorrow morning, still very cold. By tomorrow afternoon, noticeably better. With the cold tonight, as of right now, we do not have a cold weather advisory here in southeastern Wisconsin, but if you're watching this in northern Wisconsin, you do have a cold weather advisory there. Other side of Lake Michigan, cold weather advisories, and also winter storm warnings, lake effect snows for the snowbelt regions of lower Michigan. So let's start to change our attention. And again, if you have a question, comment, fire away. Let's change our attention to our next round of snow tomorrow night. Dropping down, you can see another clipper type system that's riding right along the edge of our very cold air mass and warm air mass. You get the storm system to travel along that transition zone. So let's time things out here with the HER computer model. The HER does a very nice job at timing out short range events. And you see tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon, snow spreading across north South Dakota. This looks to arrive for us probably after 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. Almost a guarantee for us to get this. In general, light to at times, maybe even moderate snow around midnight tomorrow night through early Wednesday morning. But notice by the commute Wednesday, we could be done. I mean, that's 5 o'clock right there. So this looks to be just an overnight event Tuesday night. How much snow are we talking about? Well, the potential is there. It'll probably be a lighter, fluffier variety again of 2 to 4 inches for most of southeastern Wisconsin. Maybe some lighter amounts north, up towards Fond du Lac, Sheboygan, Beaver Dam, West Bend, maybe a little bit less. But most of the area in that 2 to 4 inch range once again for some snow Tuesday night. Not a major snow, but definitely impactful. It'll probably come down pretty good, more than what we saw on Sunday and Saturday. Pretty good snow event Tuesday night. Let's see how the computer models. I'm going to show you. Dorian wants to know, can we just skip ahead to 40s at least? I hear you. It's been tough. Let's go through some of the individual computer models. Now, I want you to refer to this again, back to this. This is our official Storm Team 4 forecast for snow. But here's the individual model runs, and we'll see which ones are performing on par with our forecast. Here's the HER. A little bit less. More in a 1 to 3 event with the HER. I think with high snow rates, snow ratios, we'll probably squeeze out some 4s. Here comes the graph, which is our in-house short-range model. Still more of a 1 to 3, but better chances of the 4s down towards Kenosha and Lake Geneva. Here comes the GFS. Come on. GFS, a lighter event, more like a 1 to 3 event. The European. Kind of a 1 to 3 with a higher amount 4. So what you're seeing here is the best chance for 4s popping up right along the state line with this. Ooh, NAM coming in hot. Probably can ignore this one. It's an outlier, showing more of like a 4 to 5 inch snowfall. Probably on the high end, but we'll keep it a factor. I think we can just go back to this as a blend. And that's kind of what I did here. Probably siding a little bit on the higher end of things, given the higher snow ratios. But compared to the models, probably a little bit high. But we're going to go 2 to 4 inches for most of us here in southeastern Wisconsin. Before I get to the extreme cold towards the end of the week, let's see if we have any other questions or comments coming in. Scott says, so ready for spring. I hear that. Is it going to be a geothermal situation? Lisa wants to know. We got big time cold on the way towards the end of the week. Kat wants to know if we can talk about the school closing potential. Definitely not tonight. Tonight's not going to be nearly as cold. It's a great question. Thanks, Kat. It won't be as cold and windy as last night, so I'm not expecting any closures tomorrow morning. However, you bring up a really good point, because what I'm going to show you next is the snow that arrives Thursday night, and not the snow, the cold that arrives Thursday night into Friday. And I think Friday morning, yes, school is in jeopardy. Joe says, Brian sent you a pic from this morning. I saw a lot of sundog photos. Thanks, everybody, for sending those in. Cody says, boo, my shovels said they would like a paid day off, a little PTO day for the shovels. Joshua wants to know, should be easily shovelable for my snow removal clients, right? Yes, this looks to be light and fluffy Tuesday night. Good question. When do you expect temperatures to return to normal averages? Very briefly, Tuesday afternoon into Wednesday, closer to average. But then by Thursday and Friday, we go back down big time. All right, let's talk about the cold that arrives later on this week. So we have a punch of cold air now, but this cold that looks to arrive late next week really taps into Arctic air. You see like that almost reddish color coming down? I mean, that's like straight up Arctic Circle air. And notice how it backs off a little bit, but that's what we're talking about. Like, this looks probably 10 degrees colder type stuff than what we had this morning, if this pans out. This will be Thursday night into Friday morning, lasting through much of the weekend. That looks really, really cold. I could see minus 30 wind chills, minus 35 wind chills, end of the week. Bear with me for a second. I want to load up the European computer model. I want to make sure this time frame is good. I'm going to go, this probably doesn't go far enough. Let's see how far it goes. Yeah, this just goes into Thursday, 4/31. But what I can tell you is this thing drops down big time. I mean, we're talking like minus 10 for lows in Milwaukee, maybe minus 15 for actual temperatures by Friday morning. And then eventually we get socked with wind chills, probably close to minus 30, 35, which I honestly think if things play out the way they're looking right now, I think Friday has the chance of extreme cold criteria, which is minus 30. And this is when schools would cancel. So that's that. I appreciate everybody's comments and questions. Let me go back to comments, questions, and then we'll wrap things up. We'll have a 10 o'clock news tonight, by the way. Is that a polar vortex? I haven't heard that used recently. Ron wants to know. Yeah, the polar vortex is the spin in the atmosphere that comes down from the Arctic. Yeah, up towards the Hudson Bay. You see that? See how that's all rotating? That's the polar vortex. So the vortex itself doesn't quite get into the lower 48. It stays up towards the Hudson Bay. But yes, it is the air associated with it. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it too. Are these typical La Nina stuff, Niz? No, no. We don't get these Arctic blasts typically with La Nina. I mean, they can happen, but no, this would not be attributed to La Nina. Would this be cold enough to close schools? Jam says yes. I think Friday morning school is definitely in question. I haven't looked, Cody, to be honest with you, this week. I have not looked at recent February weathercasts. And Scott, I have not looked into the Northern Lights either yet. But let me know. Please let me know if there's some talk about that yet. All right, Christina's let me know that too. I got to look at the KP level here. Let me load up my stuff. Like I said, I just got in the office, spend the weekend. Aurora dashboard. Let's see where we're at here. That's it. Yeah, G4. Okay. What's the KP going to go tonight? 8. All right. Got some action there. Now, with that said, keep in mind, Northern Lights can be tricky. You could get all the energy, you could have all the signs, and it won't pan out. But we should have a clear enough sky that maybe you'll be able to see them tonight. So good to know. Thanks for pointing that out, everybody. And thank you all for joining. This is my final pitch. Again, if you're watching this on the TMJ4 Facebook page, I encourage you to like Brian Niznansky's page. I'm simultaneously streaming on both, but there might be a time where I'm on either or. So thank you for that. Also, head on over to YouTube and search for Brian Niz and like Brian Niz Weather Wizdom. Brian Niz Weather Wizdom. Make sure you follow that page on YouTube as we simultaneously stream on all different platforms. I appreciate it, everybody.